Welcome to Locked and Loaded Sports. It's time to lock in, load up, and win big. If you're serious about sports and love cashing in on solid picks, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's get to work. Every week, we will be focusing on under-the-radar DFS options who offer strong production for their price. From smart roster construction tips to our final pick, which will be an ultimate boom or bust tournament play. This breakdown should get you ready to build winning lineups. Before we get started, we would like to point out last week's video. We recommended 3 salary-saving options that were serviceable on any DFS lineup, particularly J.J. McCarthy, who was at the rock-bottom price of $4,900 and had extremely low ownership. Enough complimenting our picks. Let's get into this week's recommendations, and as usual, we start with the quarterback position. Rookie Jackson Dart enters Week 10 with momentum and one of the juiciest matchups on the slate. Coming off a productive Week 9 outing against the 49ers, completing 24-33 passes for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns, while adding 56 rushing yards and a rushing score. Dart now faces a Chicago Bears defense that was just torched in a 47-42 shootout win over the Bengals. The Bears' defensive unit surrendered 470 passing yards and 5 total touchdowns to Joe Flacco, allowing the veteran to move the ball at will and push Cincinnati past the 40-point mark. If Flacco can shred Chicago's secondary that thoroughly, Dart's dual threat ability could spell major trouble for the Bears. Since Russell Wilson was benched in Week 3, Dart has been quietly effective with 1,175 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions, while adding 251 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. His 62.3% completion rate and 93.9 passer rating show he is a poised rookie who's gaining confidence, and his rushing upside gives him a valuable fantasy floor that few mid-range QBs can match. With the Bears showing no answers for stopping big plays or containing mobile quarterbacks, Dart is positioned to smash his $5,700 DraftKings salary and flirt with a QB1 performance. Expect the Giants to lean on tempo, play action, and design QB runs to exploit Chicago's weaknesses. We are getting locked and loaded with Jackson Dart. Please leave a comment with your favorite picks or questions for Week 10 DFS. And now for our running back recommendation. While there's always the temptation to punt with a bargain play, like the Bears rookie 7th rounder. But we're staying premium this week, and James Cook is the one to target. With multiple elite backs on bye and others banged up, Week 10 is shaping up as the perfect time to pay up at running back on the DraftKings main slate. James Cook is coming off a workhorse performance in Week 9, rushing 27 times for 114 yards in the Bills' win over the Chiefs. In doing so, he became the first running back in 34 games to top 100 yards against Kansas City. Cook displayed exceptional burst, vision, and patience between the tackles, routinely turning small creases into chunk gains. He was stuffed twice at the 1-yard line, with Josh Allen punching in both QB sneaks that followed, meaning Cook's fantasy line could have been even bigger. He also added an 11-yard reception on a key 3rd down play, his first catch since Week 4. That receiving usage needs to tick back up, and Week 10 presents the perfect matchup for it. Cook draws the Dolphins defense that has surrendered the 3rd most rushing yards to running backs this season, often struggling with missed tackles and poor gap discipline at the 2nd level. Miami has been gashed by both power runners and explosive backs who can make defenders miss in space, exactly the type of profile Cook brings. At $7,500 on DraftKings, Cook is priced as the 3rd highest back on the slate, but his volume and matchup justify every dollar. Expect the Bills to ride their hot hand, especially with Cook's efficiency and confidence peaking at the right time. We are getting locked and loaded with James Cook. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you. If you're looking for a mid-tier wide receiver who offers true slate-breaking upside, Jameson Williams fits the bill in Week 10. It's priced at just $4,900 on DraftKings. The Lions' speedster has outperformed his salary expectations in 2 of his last 3 games, and the matchup this week against Washington sets up perfectly for another strong outing. Williams is coming off a solid Week 9 performance in which he caught 4 of 6 targets for 66 yards and a touchdown in the Lions' loss to the Vikings. His 37-yard fourth-quarter score showcased the elite speed and body control that made him a first-round pick, toe-tapping along the sideline for his 3rd touchdown of the season. While new offensive coordinator John Morton has been less inventive than Ben Johnson in scheming touches for Williams, the young wideout is still finding ways to make splash plays whenever the opportunity arises. That big play potential becomes even more appealing this week against the Washington Commanders defense, allowing the 2nd most receiving yards in the league through 9 weeks. Washington's secondary has been routinely exposed by vertical threats, giving up chunk plays downfield and ranking among the league's worst in yards per completion allowed. With Amon-Ra St. Brown commanding defensive attention underneath, Williams should have ample chances to strike deep. At $4,900, Williams offers tremendous upside for GPPs and makes sense as a salary saver in lineups where you're paying up at running back or quarterback. Even modest volume can translate to big fantasy production given his explosiveness and Washington's defensive vulnerabilities. We are getting locked and loaded with Jameson Williams. We hope you're enjoying the content. Remember that like button, it's totally free. Moving right along on our quest for DFS value in Week 10. When searching for salary relief on the DraftKings main slate, look no further than Elijah Arroyo, the Seahawks rookie tight end who's quietly carving out a role in this offense. Priced at a rock-bottom $2,600, Arroyo provides major flexibility to pay up at other positions. And he's got a matchup that screams value potential. In Week 9, Arroyo caught both of his targets for 29 yards and a touchdown in Seattle's win over Washington. His 26-yard score came on a slick fade route that exposed a coverage bust, showcasing his athleticism and fluid route running. It was the first touchdown of his professional career, and while he still splits snaps with blocking specialist A.J. Barner, Arroyo is the clear receiving threat in Seattle's tight end group. This week, he faces an Arizona Cardinals defense that has been shredded by tight ends, allowing the second most receiving yards and 5 touchdowns to the position through 9 weeks. Last week against the Cowboys, Arizona's defense allowed 6 receptions and 64 yards to the tight ends. The Cardinals linebackers have consistently struggled in coverage, and their safeties have been a step slow closing on tight ends in the seams, an area where Arroyo thrives. At just $2,600, Arroyo only needs around 8 DraftKings points to hit value, and with his red zone involvement trending upward, that's a very attainable mark. Given the matchup and Seattle's willingness to use multiple tight end sets in scoring range, he has a legitimate chance to exceed value and even sneak into double-digit fantasy points. We are getting locked and loaded with Elijah Arroyo. Just so you know, we started an Instagram page. There is a link in the description. As we mentioned in the beginning of our video, we are going to focus our last recommendation on a super value play that could boom or bust, but will ultimately give you major flexibility when it comes to roster construction on DraftKings. And if you're diving into GPPs and need a low-cost dart throw with legitimate upside, Cedric Tillman fits the mold perfectly in Week 10. Priced at $3,500 on DraftKings, Tillman offers the kind of boom or bust potential that can swing tournaments, especially against the New York Jets defense that's more vulnerable on the perimeter than its reputation suggests. The Browns have officially designated Tillman to return from injured reserve, and head coach Kevin Stefanski has said the team expects him to be ready following their Week 9 bye. That lines up nicely for a return in Week 10, and the timing couldn't be better. Cleveland has been searching for consistent wide receiver production. Tillman's size and ability to win downfield could immediately earn him opportunities in his passing game. Before his concussion ended last season, Tillman flashed real upside during a 5-game stretch where he posted 26 catches for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns. Earlier this season, before his injury, he brought that same energy, recording 11 receptions for 106 yards and 2 scores in 4 games, averaging 5 targets per contest. While the current quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, plays a more conservative brand of football, Tillman's ability to stretch the field and make contested catches gives him the kind of volatility DFS players crave in tournaments. Tillman is a high-risk, high-reward boom or bust play, and he will have every opportunity to make an immediate impact in his return. The Browns will look to reintroduce him into the offense, and if he connects on a deep shot or red zone look, he'll crush value at just $3,500. We are getting locked and loaded with Cedric Tillman. That wraps up another breakdown here on Locked and Loaded Sports. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest sports analysis and betting insights. More picks, more locks, and more action is coming your way. That's all for now. Stay sharp, stay ready, and get locked and loaded.